Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Let's Stream Assassin's Creed Rogue Remastered. In the last part, we finally caught up with Achilles and Liam in the far north and prevented them once more from doing so much damage. Now, without Achilles' brotherhood at his back, he will stay at his homestead and never bother the Templars again. Or so they thought. Now, we're back in the modern day, and Mr. Otzoberg has one more section of Shay's memories for us to clean up. But first, we need to get the rest of the Abstergo facility back online. Which means doing a lot of this. Yeah, lots of this.
The kill box is live. Sorkin's picking off the stragglers as they escape.
Good.
And we will review all the files that we've collected before heading back upstairs for the final interview, I suppose you could say. That was a complete accident.
This is a priority message to all Sigma team.
Okay, and we've got to also be looking out for tablets that have been carelessly left alone. Alright, back to Helix research. Level 1, we've been into Here's 3. Ah. So many of these are. Hey, hey, hey! It's the prince from Persia. That's awesome. I love to see it. I love how easy that is.
Details of Harlan T. Cunningham's life.
18.
Field report. Phoenix Project.
Okay. One more computer. But I'm missing so many of the tablets still.
Once you go back to finish Shay's story, your life is never going to be the same afterwards. You should finish any outstanding business before entering your animus.
Man, it's weird when the agents start to agree with me. I wonder how Mr. Berg's diagram is.
I'm bored out of my skull. But orders are orders, and my orders are to stand right here.
Shay. The Voynich book. Passed from Lawrence Washington, James Wardrop, Samuel Smith, and George Monroe. Yeah. Ben Franklin. Achilles. Hatham William Johnson. Wow.
Helix is still up and running,
There we go.
but it looks like there could still be some interruptions in the service.
14 out of 20. And 3. 19. So that's just 5 more of the tablets. Not too bad. If I walk around with my communicator like this, I should be able to find the rest of them. Alright.
Speak.
Why has Violet DaCosta been
Alright, that's all of that. Still so much more to do.
I can't let you in here. I suggest you move along.
Okay. So if not in 3, then maybe it's somewhere in 2. Okay. Okay. Nothing in here. I doubt that it would be up here, but I mean, I guess you never know. Not really.
I just don't get modern art.
It probably doesn't get you either. Oh, Montreal.
you'll have these up and running in no time.
This game is the only thing that helps me get through the day. I just don't
Okay.
get modern art.
And if we head on down this way. That's security level 2. This brings us out here into nothing here. Whoa.
I just don't get modern art.
Maybe we should head back downstairs to the lobby. Maybe I'm missing way more than I think I am. Well, we'll try the servers. Okay. Elevator. And then we're going to go to security. It's closed. Okay. In the bunker, there are 4 suites. Nothing. 4, 3. Two. This was ours, or the previous employee. Number 1. Okay. So not security or the bunker. We'll go to the server. Well, okay. I guess that's everything. Unless I'm really wrong about the lobby. Here's the elevator.
But orders are orders, and my orders are to stand right here.
Ah, there's one. I'm feeling better about it.
These hand-drawn animations are fantastic.
We're making good progress here.
How about now? No? Now? No. Shit. Why isn't this working? But have you tried it, though?
Okay. '18, 19, 20. So there are 3 more left. I mean, I guess they could be up here. Let's take a really good look.
Sorry, but this is a restricted area.
I'm bored out of my skull. But orders are orders, and my orders are to stand right here.
'18 out of 20. Come on. We got more.
Whoa. This place is a fucking disaster piece.
You got that right. I'm starting to think they might be in some of these like planners. That's too crazy, right? Well, let's take a look. One, missing two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, missing 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh,
modern art.
Okay. Well, I suppose it's time to just review what we've got.
He said some very hurtful things. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
I'm bored out of my skull. But orders are orders, and my orders are to stand right here.
Sorry, but this is a restricted area.
Yeah.
I can't let you in here. I suggest you move along.
All right. Before we go back into catch up with Shafi, that we'd go over what we do have. To Robert Frazier, CC'd Adian Sinclair and Victoria Bibao, from Melanie LeMay on Arno Dorian. Oh yes, we have already read this. But, hi Robert, you come highly recommended and I'm thrilled to have you in our studio. I'm putting you to work on a special project for me. Your subject is Arno Dorian. His story takes place during the French Revolution. I want you to explore every avenue of his life that you can. The goal is to have a new blockbuster to present to the Abstergo brass next year. As such, this is super classified. Your direct supervisor will be Aiden St. Clair, CC'd. You can only discuss the project with Aiden or myself. As you'll probably be logging some overtime in your animus, I've added a mandatory weekly meeting with our psychiatrist, Dr. Bibao, to make sure you are not suffering from any bleeding effect. Welcome to Abstergo Entertainment. Don't let me down. M.O. Baudrillard from Melanie LeMay, July 9th, 2014. History's Hitman, Altair. Hi, M.O. I understand your concerns given that we already passed on several of these historical figures in previous market analysis. Having said that, I think we can use a lot of this data to present these people not as historical fictional action heroes, but as the focus of historical documentaries. A few iterations we've come up with this as our best angle. Amid the chaos of the Crusades, one man's moral transgressions tower above all others. Experience firsthand what it means to be a remorseless killing machine in an age of philosophical turmoil. This could be in a series, something like History's Hitmen. That's turbo lame, but you get the idea. Or they could be standalone. Maybe this one could be Murder in the Levant, or something like that. We're going to commission a few features using these controversial figures for Helix's launch. Let's see how they do, and then we'll discuss continuing the series or trying something else. Thanks for your honest feedback. It's always appreciated. Melanie LeMay. Demo Boridalt from Melanie LeMay, July 16th, 2014. Ezio Auditore. Hi, Mo. I agree that Ezio's shady character makes him unsuitable for a leading role. What? So maybe we can take him out altogether and create a virtual tourism feature. Something like travel to the Italian Renaissance for a taste of fine wine, free thought, and filthy hearts as absurd entertainment shows you the true meaning of enlightenment. Attend wild parties, witness spectacles unseen for 500 years, and rub elbows with the most famous nerd the world has ever known, Leonardo da Vinci. I'm also considering a series focusing on some notable serial killers of history. Ezio certainly qualifies. Anyways, have a think and let me know what you can come up with. Melanie LeMay. 2MO. Bold results. IMO. I think we should focus on George Washington rather than Connor. Washington and the Wolf has a nice ring to it. Take part in the unlikely friendship between America's most revered hero, General George Washington, and a sullen Mohawk native named Connor, a stirring tale of violence, revenge, and betrayal set during the earliest years of the American Revolution. George Washington, we can franchise. I don't know that we'd get much more than one feature out of Connor. Plus, don't even get me started on his wife or the way he died. What a mess. What? To Jean-Francois Brunet from Melanie LeMay on Haytham Kenway. Just keep you in the loop. I heard back from editorial this morning. The story itself is untouched, but this is going to be the menu text for the Haytham Kenway feature. Devoted patriot, celebrated scholar, loving father, exclusive to Helix, witnessed the rise and martyrdom of one of the American Revolution's least known heroes, a Helix exclusive. I think it fits perfectly with the title you've chosen, The Lone Eagle. Haytham is going to appeal to a wide audience, and his story is going to definitely going to give people a bad case of the feels, as those internet kids like to say. Oh my god, I'm old, aren't I? Melanie LeMay. To Christopher Darby from the Melanie LeMay. Subject, Edward Kenway. We have Devils of the Caribbean taken from his genetic memories, but I think we can do more. Is there a way we can spin a cautionary tale about his actual life? Alternatively, do we know anything about his life once he returned to England? I know his family had a big mansion in London somewhere. Is it still standing? I don't want to give the impression that the studio is just reusing the same genetic memories over and over. So while I want to recycle assets to save money, the experience has to be totally fresh. Christina Ulrich. Aveline the Grand Prix. I'd like to explore the possibility of a follow-up to Liberation. Hey. We found some footage of Aveline's activities in New England, and it seems clear that she was still very active later in life. Ideally, I'd like a sequel to Liberation or some kind of follow-up, but I understand that's going to take some resources that we don't have right now. A quick fix option is to reuse existing assets and take a more family-friendly angle on her story. From a scrappy servant to a woman of dignity and poise, experience the heartwarming 18th century tale of a young Creole woman as she struggles to find her long-lost mother and heal the wounds of separation forever. Additionally, the liberation of Lady Aveline might open up some revenue from women, which is a demographic I think we've been ignoring for too long now. Melanie LeMay. To Jean-Francois Brunet. Robert de Sable. I am starting to have second thoughts about doing a feature on Robert de Sable. While he was a great leader, I just don't know that there's anything about a knight that fought and died during the Crusades that makes him stand out. I'm wondering if we can leave him aside for now and focus on Madeleine de Lisle, a successful businesswoman in pre-colonial Louisiana, is more of a feel-good success story. Triumph of the Borgias. I think focusing on his dysfunctional family life is the wrong track to take. I modified your initial pitch, and I would suggest going for something like this. Rodrigo Borgia's quest to reform the irrational excesses and corruptions of the Catholic Church from its highest office, the papacy. Experience firsthand his rise, his reforms, and his unlikely death. The program itself is top-notch, though. Great work. Give my best to your team. Cesare Borgia. Hi. After looking over the footage that you presented, I've decided that rather than dedicate an entire feature to the loathsome Cesare Borgia, we'll use it to add some spice and conflict to the existing Rodrigo Borgia piece. Cesare is just too much of an asshole to have his own show. Laureano Torres. I don't know how to say this politely, so please don't think this is anything personal or a reflection of you or your work, your star. But I think doing we've read this one. I think doing an entire virtual feature about Laureano Torres is the single most boring pitch that's ever come across my desk. Sorry. That was to Philippe, Chartrand, Melanie LeMay, Giovanni Borgia. So if I'm reading your reports properly, you're saying Giovanni Borgia was born deformed, miraculously survived, but frequently hallucinated about past lives, and associated with some of the biggest occultists of the Renaissance. That's amazing. Our last supernatural movie, They Walk Among Us, was met with really mediocre reviews. If we can use these genetic memories to start a new occult thriller franchise, we might be able to win back some of those disgruntled fans. To Ajay Rana. Hello, Ajay. It's looking like we'll be able to use Animus Tech to create a digital version of Monima Das to finish production of Vija AI. My condolences again to your resilient cast and crew. If nothing else, we'll be able to give Monima the glamorous send-off she deserves. When it's done, I'd like to talk about using my SOAR tech to remaster other traditional forms of entertainment. Concerts or sporting events, for example, into fully immersive Animus experiences. We're missing 15, so 16, to Philippe Chartrand, Fiora Cavazza. Hey, Felipe. You're getting great data from Fiora Cavazza, but I just want to chime in now and say that I don't want to focus too much on her early life as a courtesan in the Rosa in Fiora. Rather, I want to focus on the intrigue and tension when she portrays her gang. I cannot stress enough how much I do not want Fiora to be perceived as an over-sexualized object, but rather as a cunning spy who has to make difficult choices to overcome life-threatening obstacles. I'm going to be on your ass about this, so always err on the side of good taste. I believe in you. To Chloe Lesney. Nikolai Orelov. I like this take a lot. A psychotic Russian terrorist meddles in the affairs of a once proud monarchy. Now, for the first time in history, learn the truth about Russia's swift and brutal descent into anarchy and chaos at the genesis of the 20th century. I'm not sure about White Death as a name, though. Radical Reds, The Fall, I suck at naming, but I think we need to sit down and hammer out a final title. Coffee soon? Heroes of Zarax. I thought the fad would die out, but big budget historical epics are still a thing. I think it's time Abstergo Entertainment showed everyone how it's really done. A quick glance through some DDS files brought up the name Heroes of Zarax. He was a renowned athlete, but also studied with Pythagoras. That's a well-educated slice of beefcake right there. Ew. Animus Combat Sports. Hey you, remember when you said you wanted to see MMA events through an Animus? IIRC, what you actually said was, I want a cage-side seat to bathe in their man sweat. Well, I took that idea to heart, and we're working with some of our partners at Mysore Tech in India to remaster some traditional entertainment as virtual features. We're going to have concerts and historical tourism, but I made sure we got some combat sports just for you, my dear. We're going to have a series called The Best of Tornado de Combat, Brazil's biggest promotion. Their CEO was a bit of a dick, but the Abstergo name carries a lot of weight, so that's definitely helped us out. Volume 1 is going to include fighters like Guilherme Venancio, Arend Schutt, and Luis Otavio Duris. Means nothing to me, but I hope you're excited. To Evan Dean. Conspiracies. Hi, Evan. I want to diversify our programming a bit and attract a bit of the fringe element in terms of customer base. With that in mind, I thought a new series focused on crazy conspiracy shit might be right up your alley. A few subjects to focus on are Hermeticists, the lost civilization of Lemuria, miracles in the Bible, planetary consciousness, the singularity. I'd like to see if we can get some big-time celebrities to narrate these things. Now, at first glance, they'll probably balk at the subject matter, but I bet if we feed them the scripting chunks that are out of order, we can easily manipulate them into thinking they are participating in a proper science documentary. Go nuts. Ew. How terrible. Now here's Otto Berg's profile. 2010, Helsinki, Dr. Warren Vidic introduces himself to Johanny Otto Berg.
All points ready. Go, go, go!
Who are you? Don't you touch her. Oh, for God's sake, restrain him. You, give me the child. Oh, shush now. You're all right.
Elena.
Calm down, Mr. Berg. I promise you I won't hurt your daughter.
Who are you?
My name is Warren Vidic. I work for Abstergo Industries. You quit the Uti Yaga regiment and became a freelance mercenary in order to afford better care for Alina's cystic fibrosis. How's that working out for you?
Arkele!
I have an offer for you.
I don't work for people I don't know.
It's not that kind of offer. I'm going to remove an item from my pocket.
What is that?
This little pill? It's actually for her. Go on, little one. Have some medicine.
Stop!
There now. Isn't that better? This pill will cure her. It isn't on the market, but it can be yours if you agree to participate in a little training program I put together.
What does Abstergo need with someone like me?
Oh, you won't be working for Abstergo. However, if you perform, Abstergo could work for you.
I want one thing before I agree.
Name it.
That one there. He upset my daughter.
I understand. Gentlemen, release Mr. Berg. Jenkins, give him your gun.
What?
Now!
Yes, sir.
Satisfied?
It's a start.
Ooh. 2 years later, August 2012, in Rome, Daniel Cross teaches Otzoberg a lesson.
Otto Berg, the big star of the Animite training program. Show me what you've got, you arrogant prick.
If you insist, Master Cross. I believe that my training will soon be complete. Wouldn't you agree? What's so funny?
I was wrong about you. You're not arrogant. You're just deeply fucking stupid.
Oh.
Your body, your mind, they're not yours anymore. You understand? All you have left are the voices.
I don't suffer from your condition. My Animus sessions were carefully...
No, no, no! My voices are ghosts. Dead. So they can only ever say the same things over and over and over and over. But the ones in your head will never die. And they own you now.
I am the Order's humble servant.
You're not even a person anymore. You're a tool, a weapon, a plaything.
We're done here.
And in the glorious New World Order, there won't be any room for broken toys like us!
Poor Daniel. A few months later, in 2012, Florence. Oh yes. Sigma teams raids on the assassin safe houses.
The kill box is live. Sorkin's picking off the stragglers as they escape.
Good. Proceed to stage 2.
All points, the word is given. Stage 2 is a go. I repeat, stage 2 is a go.
Get those doors down. 3, 2. Adriano Maestranzi, I have come for you.
What's he holding?
Vittoria ugly assassini.
Bomb! Berg! Sigma team? Anyone, do you copy?
December 2013. Nearly an entire year later, Otzoberg reports on his first mission with the new Sigma
It
team.
is 4:26 on December 13, 2012. Debriefing of Sigma Team's Cairo operation. Debriefing conducted by Abstergo psychiatrist Tibor Hashek, level 7, and Director of Operations Letitia England, level 9. State your name and rank for the record.
Juhani Otsoberg, service number OP-114-8506-B, Master Templar.
How would you classify the result of your Cairo mission, Master Berg?
I would call it a complete success. The new Sigma team performed admirably.
That's going a bit far, don't you think?
The target, William Miles, was apprehended, and the first civilization artifact was retrieved. Both were handed off to Warren Vidic without incident. May I ask how you would rate the mission?
We're pleased with the results, but not with the methods with which you achieved them.
I see. May I ask why?
You went off mission. You were supposed to apprehend the target at the airport, not at the museum.
When the target emerged from the plane, he was posing as a tour guide for a class of high school students on a field trip.
A member of Sigma team informed us you aborted the mission then and there.
I will not deny this, but tell me, who talked?
I cannot reveal that.
No matter, I will find out on my own. Back to business. The target was very smart, but also very sloppy.
Explain.
The target possessed advanced counter-surveillance techniques, but lacked the skill to implement them properly.
The target was trained as an assassin since birth.
I am aware. However, it has been many years since he was an active field agent. He must have been very desperate to go himself, as these days he is more of a talker, a puppet master.
And what are you?
A predator.
A predator who defied orders because of the presence of some schoolgirls.
I prefer to think of myself as one who can choose the most opportune time to strike. The last time I followed orders to the letter was in Florence. That did not end well for anyone.
Was it that? Or did the students perhaps remind you of your daughter?
I separate my work and personal life completely.
Your daughter's recovery has been remarkable. I do hope her progress continues.
Please, don't.
I beg your pardon.
I find your attempt to threaten my child vulgar and unnecessary.
Explain.
Abstergo's pharmaceuticals have given my child a chance at a life free from pain. And I have at last found what I believe to be my calling in life.
And for that, we expect obedience.
For that you have my loyalty. The involvement of the children in Egypt compromised the original mission. Nothing more.
We already have one Master Templar that we can barely control. I don't like the idea of having two loose cannons out there.
With all due respect to Master Cross, while he is gifted, he is mentally disturbed.
We mean no disrespect, but after losing your team in Florence, we felt a need to keep a close eye on you.
I achieved all mission objectives, and achieved them without bloodshed. So my only question for you is, am I in command of Sigma team or not?
As you said, the results were impeccable.
Then I believe this meeting to be at an end. I request permission to leave.
Do you have something more important to do?
I am going to find out who among my team talked to you. I will not tolerate that kind of insubordination.
I think we can stop here.
The briefing ended at 4:34. Transcript to be sent to Alan Ricken for security clearance.
November 2014 in Montreal, Otzelberg shares a story of his past with Violet. Lindsay Farr.
The numbskull is in another Animus session, and I've required caffeine. All is right with the world.
Good.
This isn't really your kind of mission, is it, boss?
Every mission is important in its own way.
Still, I bet you'd rather be out with the rest of the team, hunting Sean Hastings or something.
Wouldn't you?
Hell yeah. I want a front row seat for that show.
Any word from Sorkin?
He's scheduled to update me in 43 minutes.
Good.
Can I ask you something?
Of course.
What's it like, using an Animus?
I went through the Animi training program. It felt like the drills we used to do in the UT Jaeger.
You never use a normal Animus like this one? To relive your own genetic history?
Only once.
Really? Who were you?
I was a young man. On the Viking raid on Lindsay Farn.
793, northeastern coast of England. Sorry, history nerd. So, how was it?
It was summer. Good sailing weather. The monastery was a center for religious studies, and we crashed into the city like a tidal wave.
And?
We pillaged and burned. They thought we were demons. The details of the memory were so vivid. I lost myself in the bloodlust. I defeated a Saxon, a great warrior, but did not want to kill him. I invited him to join our clan.
Ah, Norse adoption rituals. The chance to sail the world with the Vikings.
Yes. A chance to see the world as it really is.
What happened then?
He wept. Then he cried out that God had abandoned his people and that nothing remained but chaos. I felt such pity for him. I killed him without a second thought.
After we're done here, are we gonna have to kill the numbskull?
We will see.
Well, that's not good. Not for us. Sigma Team's Most Wanted. The leaders, the support, the soldiers, the cult, and the dead. Okay.
Following the Great Purge of 2000, William Miles became the de facto leader of the Assassins. A cunning and ruthless strategist, he trained several agents who infiltrated Abstergo, including Clay Kazmarek and Lucy Stillman. In late 2012, I captured William Miles in Cairo and delivered him to Warren Vidic in Rome. Miles' son, Desmond, attacked Abstergo, killed Vidic and Master Templar Daniel Cross. He fled to a First Civilization temple in New York. On December 21st, Desmond Miles was killed inside the precursor structure. The grieving William Miles went underground and left the Brotherhood in the hands of Gavin Banks. Banks led a small team across the globe, attempting to rebuild assassin cells. We have confirmed sightings in Kyoto, Moscow, and Paris. Miles resurfaced in late 2013, and we have confirmed his involvement in the infiltration of Abstergo Entertainment Montreal by the assassins Sean Hastings and Rebecca Crane. Both Miles and Banks remain at large. Agent DaCosta has tasked the Akashic satellite Plexus to sweep the planet for traces of assassin activities. We have yet to locate them.
I wonder where they went.
Sean Hastings was a university professor whose hobby was leaking Abstergo secrets. He was hours away from being killed by Abstergo when he was saved by Rebecca Crane, an assassin hacker. Since then, the pair have been inseparable, providing technical support for assassin field agents. Hastings and Crane infiltrated Abstergo Entertainment Montreal in late 2013, and were responsible for the theft of classified information. It is unclear if they planted the virus currently affecting the Helix servers, or if they merely left the door open for other hackers to exploit. Rebecca Crane's skills are not to be underestimated. She created the Animus 2.0, an assassin version of Warren Vidic's original machine. It appears that she was also largely responsible for establishing a new, more secure assassin network. It would seem Crane and Hastings have been promoted within the Brotherhood. There are rumors that they are now leading some kind of hacker collective known as the Initiates, and attempting to lure them to the assassin side.
Interesting. It's good to see the Sean and Rebecca rising through the creed. The soldiers. Harlan Cunningham and Aaron Shun. Shoot.
Details of Harlan T. Cunningham's life were difficult to acquire, as many traces of his identity before becoming an assassin were altered or erased by Gavin Banks. It is only thanks to Agent DaCosta's remarkable skills that we are able to piece together this profile. Cunningham was outed as homosexual in high school, which unfortunately ruined a promising wrestling career. He left Texas as quickly as he could and fled to Europe. Cunningham was recruited by the Brotherhood in Florence, Italy, under the leadership of assassin veteran Adriano Maestranzi. Sigma Team attacked the Florence hideout in 2012, but Maestranzi detonated a bomb. 3 assassins were killed before the explosion, but Sigma Team was annihilated in the process. Cunningham and I were the only survivors. Cunningham was last sighted in Rotterdam, alongside Aaron Schutt, a former mixed martial arts champion who also suffered a career backlash when he came out as homosexual. It is clear that Cunningham is mentoring Schutt in the ways of the Brotherhood. Although physically gifted and extremely dangerous, Schutt is a poor choice as an assassin. He is incapable of keeping a low profile and will compromise the Brotherhood despite himself. Recently, Cunningham stole a piece of Eden from an Abstergo facility in Rotterdam. During the operation, Schutt was charged to attack Abstergo employees throughout the city to draw attention away from his mentor. Although Sigma Team managed to reclaim the item, both Cunningham and Schutt escaped. I will not allow Cunningham to get away from me a third time.
Ooh. The cult. Yes. Do you know in the Instruments of the First Will, John from IT was a instrument of the First Will.
The first civilization entity known as Juno re-emerged from the Grand Temple in New York in December 2012. Although no longer a corporeal being, she exists as a kind of digital consciousness somewhere in the Abstergo cloud. To accomplish her goals in the real world, Juno uses 2 types of people. The first is another precursor consciousness that emerges in a human being at random. This person is commonly known as a sage. Juno also holds sway over a group of disciples called the Instruments of the First Will, who believe it is humanity's natural role to serve the first civilization. Abstergo is currently using the First Will as a cheap and hands-off way of acquiring pieces of Eden and other relics. However, I suspect that the reverse is also true, that they are using our resources to locate objects that will help them further their own goals. I do not trust them, but for now, all I can do is have Da Costa monitor their activities. Juno's motives are unclear. Although she has made one attempt to possess a corporeal body, she appears to be more powerful as a digital entity. Agent Da Costa fears that should humanity ever achieve singularity, a fusion of humanity and machines, Juno would become unstoppable. Ironically, it is Abstergo itself which is driving civilization in that direction.
Interesting. The Dead. 2 close files on Clay Kaczmarek and Desmond
Given
Miles.
the nature of our current investigation, I have been looking at other assassins who, despite themselves, have helped the Templar cause. The first is Clay Kaczmarek, who infiltrated Warren Vidic's Animus project in Rome. He became the project's Subject 16. Kaczmarek's rich ancestry helped Vidic to identify the Renaissance assassin Ezio Auditore as a person of interest. Driven mad by overexposure to the Animus, he committed suicide. However, Kaczmarek may have unexpectedly become useful again. While in the Animus, Subject 16 came into contact with the first civilization entity known as Juno. Perhaps studying his bizarre Animus experiences can help us find a way to deal with the looming threat Juno promises. With Subject 16 out of the picture, Vidic needed a replacement. Desmond Miles, a runaway assassin, was captured in September 2012 and was used as Animus Subject 17 to further the search for an Apple of Eden. He managed to escape and uncovered an imminent threat to the planet. A solar flare similar to the one that wiped out the precursor race over 75,000 years ago. Desmond Miles also reactivated a first civilization temple in New York and used it to save the world, but it cost him his life. Abstergo recovered his body. In death, Desmond Miles became Sample 17, and his valuable genetic data was uploaded to the cloud servers in order to benefit all branches of Abstergo. Whether they live or die, we must continue to find ways to make the assassins work for us.
Jeez. That's chilling, really. We've watched all of these. November 2013, The Phoenix Project. Philadelphia. Disbands and reassigns Sigma Team.
Why has Violet DaCosta been removed from Sigma Team?
I'm reassigning our assets as I see fit to align with the goals of the Phoenix Project.
The Phoenix Project? Sigma Team would be of more use hunting down the remaining assassins. Let Delta Team hunt precursor relics instead.
Those relics are the key to sequencing first civilization DNA. Accomplishing that goal will in turn make the assassins even less of a threat than they are now.
Be that as it may, Agent DaCosta should not be wasted on something like Abstergo Entertainment.
Last year's fiasco with the Sample 17 project showed me that Abstergo Entertainment is more than just a disposable subsidiary. It's the best resource we have to finding new pieces of Eden.
It is a weak link that has been compromised by our enemies time and time again.
All the more reason to have DaCosta secure their access to the cloud servers. We're confident that Melanie LeMay won't fuck it up, like Olivier Garneau.
Bringing a civilian like that into our ranks is also unwise.
Time will tell with Miss LeMay, but she handled the John Standish situation with an even hand. She helped us discover the existence of sages, and in doing so, has done more for Phoenix than you have, Mr. Berg.
She also continues to ignore the presence of the instruments of the First Will within her operation.
Those whack jobs are actually useful to us for now. They're a cheap source of relics we can exploit. If they become too much of a problem, we'll deal with them with the same efficiency we deal with the assassins.
Giving the assassins time to regroup is a tactical mistake. We should strike them now while they are at their most vulnerable.
We value your passion and expertise, Mr. Berg, and your concerns have been noted. Now pack your bags. You've got a busy year ahead of you.
The Koh-i-Noor, November 2013 in Mumbai. Berg arrives in India. Too late.
Phoenix Project. November 1st, 2013. Agent DaCosta alerted me to a possible lead on the Koh-i-Noor diamond. A replica can be found among the crown jewels of England. However, the true diamond is a powerful piece of Eden and has been lost for centuries. Jot Sura is a programmer at Mysore Tech, a company working with Abstergo Entertainment to release a variant of the Animus headset to Asia, called the Brahmin device. He's been associating with Siobhan Dani, the sister of Jadseep Dani, a known assassin. Could the Brotherhood be using the Brahmin device to locate the Koh-i-Noor? Until we have more evidence, I have decided to use a local Abstergo strike force rather than mobilize Sigma Team. Update, November 3rd, 2013. Jot Sura was abducted outside of Dreamland Studios in Mumbai. He was seen being forced into a van by Siobhan and Jadseep Dani. This confirms my suspicions. The assassins must be using Jot Sura's genetic memories to locate the Koh-i-Noor. I have authorized the local Abstergo soldiers to engage and eliminate the assassins, with instructions that the Brahmin device must be kept intact. I am en route to India. Update, November 4th, 2013. I arrived in India too late. Our strike team engaged the assassins in two separate conflicts. The body of Siobhan Dami was found at the first site, but her remains were too badly damaged in an explosion to collect any genetic information. I found the Brahmin device at the second site, but after reviewing the genetic memories recorded within, I am relieved to find that Jot Sura's bloodline was a dead end. The real Koh-i-Noor diamond remains lost to both sides. Jadseep Dani escaped, which means we must monitor this new assassin activity in India closely. I am closing this file and proceeding to my next mission.
The Box. February 2014, Rotterdam. Sigma Team scrambles to recover a stolen artifact from two assassins.
This is a priority message to all Sigma Team operatives. Assassins have stolen an artifact from a Rotterdam storage facility. Rally point is at 51.887107 by 4.559017. Be there at 0600 local time. Stragglers will be put to death, so move it. Listen up, losers. There are 2 confirmed assassins operating in the city. Target number 1 is Harlan Cunningham, the only survivor of a cell in Florence that our fearless leader eradicated a couple of years back. He stole the precursor box and is on the run. Target number 2 has been identified as Aaron Shoot, former MMA champion, and now Cunningham's disciple and lover. How romantic. He's running interference, murdering our Templar agents embedded in Abstergo facilities throughout the city.
Sorkin, take Sigma team and go after Shoot. I will take down Cunningham myself and recover the artifact.
I don't like the idea of you going alone, boss.
I want to deal with him personally. Sigma team, maintain contact with Violet at all times. You have your orders.
Sorkin, you dipshit! Don't engage him hand to hand. Pull your men back.
Get some! He's got my gun!
Sniper 1, do you have a shot?
Negative. He's using Sorkin as a shield.
He's tearing us apart! Take the shot!
I hit Sorkin. He dropped a smoke bomb. I've lost visual.
He's gone.
That's our cue. Pick up your sorry asses and get to the extraction point. Double time.
Just fucking kill me already.
I had a dream about you.
Ah, that's sweet. But I'm with someone.
In my dream, you never made it out of Florence alive.
What can I say? I'm too stubborn to die. Hello, lover.
Perkele!
We can't leave the box behind.
Fuck that! I killed half the Sigma team. Let's quit while we're ahead.
See you in your dreams, bird.
What a shit show.
Compile the relevant parts of our audio logs and send them to Letitia, England. Tell her this is exactly why she should be letting us hunt assassins.
So that's the second time Cunningham got away from Berg. I wonder if Cunningham is any relation to Liam Cunningham. So that was November 2013, February 2014, May 2014. Essenberg investigates a piece of Eden that may not exist.
From Germany?
Yes, I am in Essen, searching for an artifact called the Ankh of Isis. Can you tell me anything about it?
Give me a minute to fire up my machines here. Okay. Not much. There's an obscure file from the data dump scanner that mentions it. It was allegedly 14th century Germany, where an assassin named Lucas Zergberg fought a Templar offshoot called the Brothers of the Cross. How original.
That's the file that led me to this bland shit pile. Is there anything else? Anything outside of Abstergo official records?
Nobody's ever seen the thing. There's all kinds of stories about its history. From Roman Gallia, Egypt during the Middle Ages, and even a cell of modern-day assassins. Oh. And it apparently raises the dead.
Is there any evidence to support this?
None at all. You know what I think? I think this is bullshit the assassins are spreading around so that people like us waste our valuable time sniffing after it. Smells like a trap.
Agreed. Keep an eye out for new information about the Ankh. While it may not lead to an artifact, we may be able to follow the data back to some assassins.
You got it, boss. Where are you off to next?
Cuba. I'm going to excavate the observatory.
You see, stuff like this with the Sigma team, the Phoenix Project, Ubisoft has plenty of just content that could be used in a modern day take on the Assassin's Creed franchise. I mean, the Animus is cool, but like, hopefully with Assassin's Creed Infinity, we get to see some modern day stuff. And even if it's just more stuff like this, I mean, I get it. It's kind of cool, but all right. October 2014, Paris. After the assassins destroy an Abstergo lab, Berg pushes for Sigma Team's resurrection.
Would you explain what happened in Paris?
Gavin Banks led a team of assassins to your laboratory and destroyed it.
That lab was supposed to be completely off the grid. How did they find it?
Banks is a known associate of Sean Hastings and Rebecca Crane, who have infiltrated Abstergo before. He is also not your typical assassin brawler. He follows information. They found a way to access your Helix servers. Nothing is off the grid anymore.
That facility was dedicated to studying the sage we recovered from Montreal last year.
If you had informed me of its existence, Sigma Team could have protected your interests.
Did you engage Banks' team?
Sorkin and I tracked them from Paris to La Rochelle, where their ship was waiting for them. We fought, but we were outnumbered. Sorkin was stabbed 7 times by an assassin we have identified as Galina Voronina.
And you let them get away?
Let's be very clear. I was trained to hunt and kill assassins. It was you who disbanded my team and sent me on a fool's errand across the surface of the Earth. I warned you this would happen.
You know what? I can admit when I'm wrong. You have my permission to reform Sigma Team.
I need DaCosta back.
Impossible. She's still in Montreal.
Unacceptable.
I've apologized for my oversight, Berg, but don't push me. The fact is, we need to find new sages. Alvaro Grammatica tells me that Melanie LeMay has a few promising leads in Montreal.
When will DaCosta be finished?
She's ahead of schedule on security upgrades and firewalls, but Helix is a target for assassins, Erudito, and the First Civilization consciousness. So, there have been some setbacks.
Is the building physically secure?
There's security on site.
Send me there.
Oh? I thought you were too good to be wasted on such trivial matters.
I wanted DaCosta back on my team, and if that building is a target, I need to make sure she's looked after. I will also improve their security in my own way.
Very well, I'll start preparing the necessary documents. Like DaCosta, you'll be a consultant from Abstergo Industries, there to help bring them up to speed on some new policies.
In the meantime, send some extra agents to Paris. I suspect there may still be assassins lurking there.
Interesting. Very interesting. Well, we have spent an entire episode, and then some, doing these little checks. Hopefully, the rest of the tablets will drop as we go on. But hey, what can I say? I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in today for this episode of Assassin's Creed Rogue. If you like what I'm doing, consider giving me a follow here on twitch.tv/JeffTheNarrator469 or following me on YouTube as Jeff the Narrator. We're going to cut the recording here and then begin the finale of this series. The other documents we will handle in our Let's 100% Assassin's Creed sub-series. So we will return and we will take a look. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, keep telling stories.